I've been trying to get my YouTube mojo back, and Dean came up with actually a really good idea for a video. I wonder what you think. One of my most popular videos, actually the most popular video, was when I did a budget for Thailand. And I did like a part 1 and then a part 2 when we'd been there for over a year. And they've definitely got the most views of all my videos on YouTube. So he was like, why don't you do a comparison for basically living the exact same life as we did in Thailand, now doing that here in New Zealand? Do an exact comparison of all those costs. Like, what would it be like to rent a similar type house? What would it be like to eat out every day? How much would it cost to pay pickleball as much as we did, to go to the gym as much as we did, and to do all those other things? And I thought, that's a really, really good idea, because actually on those videos, we had quite a few people that would feed back that we must live an extravagant life. And we didn't actually live an extravagant life. We lived a pretty middle of the road life, a great life, but we didn't do a lot of luxurious things. We didn't even drink alcohol. So there were a lot of costs that other people would have in their life that we didn't have. Yes, we lived in a lovely house. Yes, we did eat out every day, but we ate the local food, the Thai food, and we were really not extravagant. But let me show you what living that life would cost here in New Zealand. I think you'll be in for a shock. Let's start with accommodation. So it's hard to find something that's totally comparable to what we had in Thailand, but here's something that is a little bit similar. It's a beachside type residence. It's got a swimming pool. It's quite modern and sort of European styling. This is a 5-bedroom house, so it does have a couple of bedrooms more than what we had in Thailand. It has 3 bathrooms, the same as what we had. I'll let you have a look through some of these photos here. Quite a nice house, and photos taken on a beautiful sunny day, which at the moment those are few and far between. We have a double car garage, European style kitchen. Please note that all this furniture that is in this advertising does not come with the rental. So unlike Thailand, the rentals here are empty. You bring your own furniture along. Very nice interior. Yeah, can't really complain. But take note of the price. $1,500 per week. For the sake of our comparable budget, I'm going to knock $300 off that price, because it does have more bedrooms than what we had in Thailand. So let's call it $1,200 per week for the sake of our budget. In Thailand, 80% of the time we ate Thai food. Number 1, that was because it was delicious, and number 2, it was the most cost-effective way to eat in Thailand. Here in New Zealand, if you're eating out, Thai food is still probably the most reasonably priced food that you can get. New Zealand food or European food is pretty expensive if you want to eat at a restaurant. So to do the comparison to us eating out every day, I've chosen a restaurant called Tied Up, and that is actually right next door to our house. So as you can see from here, we have entrees which start at around $9, and then we go into soups that are between $8 and $10, and then on to our main meals, where they're on average they're about $22, $23. And then seafood dishes are upwards from there, more around the $25 mark. And on it goes, upwards from there. So I'll do a comparison to the Thai food that we ate in Thailand, so you can see the difference that we're paying for Thai food here in New Zealand. You'll remember that one of the favourite things for us to do in Thailand was to play pickleball, and it's still one of my favorite things to do here in New Zealand. We play 2 to 3 times a week over here. It's not as easy to play as regularly because in Thailand there were facilities where they ran restaurants, bars, swimming pools and pickleball courts all at the one facility, and you could go there any day of the week and there was always someone to play. Over here it's more organized play, and it takes part on certain days of the week or certain evenings, and it's, you know, a 2-hour session. It's a bit more sort of formal, a little bit less social, but the cost here isn't actually too bad. For our local sessions, we pay only $6 to play pickleball for 2 hours. That's with a concession card, and that's because we have our own paddles. It's a little bit more if you're coming along and you want to use their paddles. At another facility down on the North Shore where we go once a week, it is $10 a session. That's also for 2 hours. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It's probably a little bit comparable to what we were paying in Thailand, but I have to admit, not quite as much fun. Another thing that's quite important in our life is working out. I'm finding that I'm doing quite a lot of my working out at home now, but one thing that I do think is really good value over here is the gyms. Not all the gyms, but what we do have here are council facilities that are subsidised by the taxpayer. So in terms of the weekly fees, they're really, really good value. We belong to a community gym here, which gives us access to the gym, to group fitness, to the swimming pool, a sauna, a spa pool, and basketball courts, badminton courts, etc. And that only costs us $20 New Zealand per week each. When we were doing our workouts over in Thailand, the majority of the time we did Muay Thai. And I love Muay Thai, and honestly, I can't find anything that quite fits that over here. There are mixed martial arts type gyms, but they just don't add up to me the same way as the Muay Thai. But actually Muay Thai, I mean, it's pretty good value, but it adds up, right? I mean, we would buy a concession card. For 10 sessions, it was 2,500 baht. So obviously that's 250 baht per session. And we were going 3 times a week at least, and that was the 2 of us. So if you take that into account, where we've got sort of everything covered under one umbrella for $20 New Zealand, you can see actually in some ways we're better off in New Zealand as far as the fitness goes. But on the enjoyment level, I mean, there's no comparison to me. I loved my Muay Thai. We also tried out Stay Fit Gym in Phuket, and it's a wonderful facility, and they've got something like 56 group fitness sessions per week. So if you were, really committed, you'd get your value for money. But just for the group fitness sessions per month, it was 2,900 baht. So if you were only getting to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, yeah, it adds up. So if you're doing that as well as going to a separate Muay Thai gym and doing pickleball, all these other things, the fitness side of Phuket can really contribute to your budget. Fuel, that's quite a big one. At the moment, the price for 91 unleaded in Thailand is about 40 baht per litre, which equates to about $1.80 New Zealand dollars. Here in New Zealand, I'm paying $3.10 per litre New Zealand. So you can see there is a substantial difference for fuel. So now that I've been through some of the individual categories that I've used to show a comparable life in New Zealand to the one that we lived in Phuket, I'm going to drill down on some of these individual categories to show how I've done my equations. So firstly, the eating out. For the purpose of this video, I've included 2 main meals for Dean and I and 2 soft drinks. So the main meals I've put at an average of $21 each and the soft drink $5 each. So we're looking at $52 a meal. We often went out twice a day for meals in Phuket, but for the purpose of this comparison, I've allowed 1 meal a day. A simple equation for the fuel use would be to say that the price we pay in New Zealand of $3.10 a litre is approximately 73% more than what we would be paying in Phuket at $1.80. But due to the layout of Auckland, not only would the fuel cost be higher per litre, but we'd also have to travel more kilometres to get from A to B. The reality is that we're also running 2 cars, whereas in Thailand we were running 1 car and a scooter. But I'll just add 1 car and add 150% to the cost of our fuel in Thailand to cover the higher kilometres. With our rent in Thailand, it included a full clean every 10 days, including linen and towels. It included the internet, gardening and pool maintenance, as well as water. Here in New Zealand, rent just covers the cost of accommodation. All outgoings on top of this price, except usually for pool maintenance. Also, as mentioned before, it is rare to find furnished rentals in New Zealand. You need to buy and bring your own furniture. In Phuket, we would treat ourselves to a massage at least 2 or 3 times per week. This is probably the best value for money service in Thailand, in my opinion. An hour's full body oil massage costs 200 baht, and we would leave a tip of 100 baht, so 300 baht in total each. That's about $14 New Zealand, and that includes the tip. For the sake of this video, I'll average out our massages at 1 per week and assume that we would go 40 weeks of the year. But at $85 per hour, this soon adds up. Another thing I thought of with our Muay Thai fitness classes is that we only paid if we attended, whereas with a gym membership here in New Zealand, you pay your weekly fee regardless. This really can make a difference over a year, as there can be many reasons why you don't attend consistently every week, such as illness, work commitments, or travel. For pickleball, I'm going to say that we attend 3 sessions per week at $26 each. I calculate that we will play 40 weeks of the year. So this is just a fun comparison highlighting the main daily costs of our life in Phuket and what a similar lifestyle would cost in Auckland, New Zealand. I won't go into the intricacies of a full budget, as there are so many variables on things like healthcare, schooling, insurances, etc. I think the few things that I've covered have identified that the lifestyle that we are lucky enough to lead in Thailand would be extremely hard to manage in New Zealand. Eating out every day, having someone clean your house, wash your linen and towels, do your gardening, playing sport and doing fitness and having massages regularly are just out of reach of the average person in New Zealand. So as I've said previously in this video, this is just a bit of a snapshot of a few of the expenses to do a comparison with Thailand and New Zealand. It's not an intricate full budget, and it's obviously personal to us, and your situation might be completely different. But I think one thing will be true: if you want to live the same lifestyle in New Zealand as you do in Thailand, you would at least double or triple your budget. And for most people, as I said earlier on, this would be out of reach. Thanks again to all of you who have hung around to watch this video. I know it's been a while since my last one, and as I said at the beginning of this video, I've been trying to get my YouTube mojo back. I really do enjoy doing the videos, but it's sort of been heads down, tails up, just getting things done over here so that we can get back to Thailand. But thanks so much to those that have stuck around, and if you're new to this channel, would really appreciate you liking, sharing and subscribing. It does help, and it gives me that motivation to keep on going, because I really do enjoy it. So yeah, see you again really soon, guys.